Welcome back, guys and gals, and stay tuned because we're up to St. Anger today here on Critical Hits.
And bad misses.
Hello again, guys and gals, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Clay.
And I'm Bo.
And it is Monday, and we are still on our trek to our countdown to 72 seasons, and we are less than 2 weeks away now. It is Monday, April 3rd, so we are 11 days away from 72 seasons.
Oh, yes, and those 2 weeks is going to take like forever.
Those 11 days will be fairly long for me because I am highly anticipating this album. I know Bo is as well. But today, we are up to the St. Anger album. And most of you who are watching this are going to know. Some of you may not. So just in case you don't, Bo may not either. I don't know. St. Anger is the album that almost tore this band completely apart. That album, that time frame, that period in the career of Metallica almost caused an ultimate end to the band. St. Anger is the first album that did not feature Jason Newsted. Since he had joined the band, he had quit in June of 2001. And they went through a really, really rough period there where James was battling alcohol addiction and Lars was, well, for lack of a better term, Lars was a real big dick during this time of Metallica's career. And it almost seemed like he did not support completely and fully James's battle with the alcoholism, and almost seemed like it was just more a matter of Metallica is more important than what you're going through.
Going through personally, yeah. You can't have that in a good group. I don't care which group it is, how successful they can be. If there's not a camaraderie or a careness about each other, it ends up showing.
And I think ultimately Lars did care, but they had released a documentary on the St. Anger album, which was called Some Kind of Monster. And this film crew had followed them around for a couple years and documented this particular time in Metallica's career. And a lot of the things that got portrayed in that video is what showed the tension between James and Lars at that particular time. And they had hired a therapist, and they would weekly be with this therapist in sessions, and to the point to where this guy was with them for 2.5, almost 3 years, and he got to the point to where he thought he was a part of the Metallica, not the band per se, but I think he ultimately thought that he was just now going to be working for Metallica for the rest of their career. And you see a lot of that in that particular documentary that they put up. And again, it was just a rough time. And not only that, but the production on the St. Anger album, because if I didn't mention that, people are going to go, I can't believe he didn't mention the production on this. The production, while okay for the most part, for the drums and the snare drum on the studio album, it was horrid. I mean, it sounded horrible. Don't know what Lars was thinking with the particular sound that he had on the snare drum. Can't believe Bob Rock did not step in and say, dude, that's stupid. We're not doing that. But the sound of the studio album itself really let a lot of fans down. Speaking of Bob Rock, this was his last album that he produced for Metallica before they moved on in their career. And because of the fact that they were between bass players, Bob Rock performed the bass tracks on the St. Anger album. But anyway, today we are going to do the title track off of St. Anger, and it is from a 2019 performance in Manchester, England. Here is Metallica with St. Anger. Saint Anger from the Saint Anger album, live in Manchester, England. Okay, so before we talk about the song, let's point out the fact that Metallica is such a professional band that you can take the element of a downpour and make that song from questionably, I say questionably, without a doubt, by popular opinion, the worst album Metallica has ever put out. Take the title track off that and make it sound better than the studio version of the song did. In the pouring rain. And, they were having a great time with that.
Yes.
You can see it on their faces. You can see Lars smiling. You can see James messing with the crowd when he tells them to shh, when he's trying to play the rhythm there to get the song going again. And their heys are a little offbeat. And he's like, holy cow, this is going to mess me up. The professional level that this band is at compared to a lot of other bands in the world is just on another level.
Oh, for sure. There's not all bands, but there's many bands that if they would have came across that chance of the rain and everything else, they probably would have canceled. But they went through it, what they call just face the weather or whatever, and just muscled through it and had a great time. And to me, that rain and everything added to that song.
Oh, absolutely.
To me, it did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just the idea how they continued playing like it wasn't raining, nothing, no big deal, and put that much enthusiasm into the song.
Yeah,
just was incredible.
Just with the rain element there alone, you throw so many dangerous aspects with that performance, and by continuing on, first of all, we've seen Robert kind of soft stepping down that ramp there because obviously these guys know, that the opportunity to fall there is great. And, this was 2019, so this was just 4 years ago, so they're all in their mid-50s at this point. And you take a fall like that on your hip in your mid-50s, and hell, you could be out for a year and a half. I mean, so, yeah, just that element alone. And then, yes, there are safety precautions to take when it comes to a rain in that type of environment. But the electrical hazards, the equipment hazards, not to mention, what do you possibly do to your own physical health by playing, in an element like that and being, that wore out or tired or, physically exerted, you run the chances of pneumonia and things of that nature. So, I mean, these guys to me are just, that is a perfect example of why they are the top tier heavy metal band in the world. Right. So the song itself, there are a lot of songs off Saint Anger that if on different albums, or at least had a different production than what it had per se, are great. I mean, some of the songs are fabulous between this one and Some Kind of Monster and Frantic. I mean, those songs are just quality songs. And it's unfortunate that they got such the bad rap that they did because of the production on the album itself. But Saint Anger, the song, this performance in particular, man, for me, it's a critical hit just based upon what they did here with this song.
It's the video or the live performance here does kind of add to the song for me, but the song itself I thought was very powerful, very good song. I don't understand why it never really was as good, but I mean, that's masses, their point of view. To me, it was still a phenomenal song. But then you add the elements of the rain in this concert, and them just weathering through it. It just kind of added to that. So it's definitely a critical hit for me.
Guys, let us know what you thought of Saint Anger. Not only the album, because we all know what the opinions are on the album. Although, when I listened to it today, I'm not quite as put off by it by what I was initially. Let us know what you thought of this particular performance here. How they, like both said, weathered on and performed at a top-notch, top-level professional quality in the elements that they performed this in, and made it sound really, really good. So let us know what you think about that. Guys, we appreciate you being here today. We got 2 more to do in our countdown to 72 seasons. We will be releasing 1 more today, and then the final one will come on the Monday before the album releases. Guys, we appreciate you being here. Make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, notification bell, so you know when we put up new videos here on Critical Hits
And bad misses.